Good morning. I'm Julio Saenz, along with Mauricio Riveros. Today, we'll meet Mauricio Hernandez, owner of HD Food Production, who started his own tortilla factory here in Rochester and is now one of the largest in the Northeast.
We hope you will be inspired.
Celebrating leaders in Rochester's unique and vibrant business community, we'll meet entrepreneurs whose passion and perseverance have helped push through life's challenges. Join us as we share their stories and journeys to success. It's time to be inspired.
Hi, Mauricio. Thank you very much for being in Be Inspired, a show that was developed to interview people like you, entrepreneurs, people who come from different backgrounds and really learn stories. And through those stories, multiply, hopefully, these stories in Rochester and in different places. Be inspired. That's the reason why we create this show. So, Mauricio, let's start with your story. Where you come from? What's your background?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. This is great. I go a little bit back with what I know for some other things I've been, incorporating with the Latino side. I did a play and help out here and there. Always being involved in a lot of things. I come from Mexico. I got here 8 years ago. So a little bit behind my story is I went for international business for school. So I graduated, in college, and then, throughout the things I was doing, I found my wife. She's from Buffalo, so that's the reason we end up over here too. So I got here 8 years ago and just started working, as a production planner. Then I was a buyer, just working, what I went to school for. Realized I had a passion in doing my own thing. I didn't want to be that, 92% that is always out there behind a desk and just doing the same thing over and over. I realized that if anything, this is the country where you can actually make it happen. Whatever it is, if you have it in your mind, you can do it. I always told myself that if I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. So why not me? So that's why I started this whole thing. Before I started with the restaurants too. So lucky I got out of it. So, and I'm still part of it because my company, what we do, we supply a lot of the locals, a lot of the restaurants around here. So I'm still part of it. I just is another world. It's a little bit different.
Okay, that's very good. And so your company, what does your company make?
So so as you guys see in the back, so we're the only ones, unbelievable to believe it, but we're the only ones in the Northeast who have a corn production company. We have a manufacturing where we making our own corn tortillas fresh. We're making our own chips, fresh. So a lot of these things, unheard, like I said, but nobody has ever seen this before, around here. And I'm sure a lot of people thought about it, like I said in the beginning. They just, either they didn't have the knowledge or they didn't want to get into it. It wasn't an easy business to jump in if you don't have the knowledge or the background a little bit on the product. But it's been wonderful. We've been getting a lot of support from our local restaurants, owners, chefs, and they've been more than helpful for us, rising to the beginning.
So that's exciting, Mauricio, and it's great to see companies here in Rochester, people who are willing to invest, and you put a lot of money and invest in Rochester. Let me ask you this question: is how you incorporate kind of a different type of culture of eating behaviors. I think Mexican food is becoming more and more and more familiarized here in the North. But I think there is this niche, this new market, and it's a nice penetration in the last 5-10 years. Really, Mexican food has penetrated significantly, I will say, in upstate New York. So tell us a little bit that aspect, how you see and what's the future in terms of diverse culture and food, part of culture is food. So tell us a little bit about Mauricio.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like there's no doubt that, you've seen it everywhere. You've seen it that, in the past 2, 3, 4, even 5 years, there's been more taco places opening up than pizzerias. Now, we have Burger King selling tacos. Now we have so that's a good thing about the culture. I mean, what do you think about whenever somebody tell you, oh, Mexico, oh my God, you have some good tacos? It's like, it's something that we all had before, and that it's just growing and growing and growing, and it's just been growing so much. I mean, right now, even on the other side, Canada, right now, Toronto, but I mean, they're taking loads and loads of trucks of tortillas every week. It's just completely been growing so much. I mean, you know, and the fact that the corn, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the corn, always people think it comes from Mexico. It doesn't. This past year in 2019, the United States was the one that threw more corn, to Mexico than anybody. Like those kind of things that people don't realize, that the corn business has been, it's been going forever. And it's been growing more and more. Why I started corn and not flour? That's always the questions I get asked. To answer a little bit your question, is because I think corn is what is leading right now the community, the millennials. They want gluten free. They want GMO. They want things that the corn is so good for you. It's low in minerals. Like it's really good for a diet. Things like that. That people who work out, completely in Mexico, and it's under your diet. To have 2 corn tortillas a day. So it's so good for a lot of people that that have those little gluten free or they can't do flour, and that's why I started it, because I saw that this again, as being a restaurant owner before, it was asked all the time, like, oh no, I want corn, no, I want corn, so it's always corn, than flour. Now there's other things coming out now. It's growing more now. People, it's a small people looking for it right now, but it's coming, and that would be the next step, perhaps in our company. I don't know, but it's come the organic. Now they want organic, corn. Now, is the customer gonna afford it? I don't know. That's the thing. That's where we're going. That's where this is going towards. Only time is going to tell us. We don't know, because the cost is just going to be ×2 right away, right off the bat, because the organic is always cost so much that are you really going to go pay $6, $7 for a taco? Probably not. So that's where this business. That's where I think we're going towards. I know you guys had like Tatiana last week, where she's expanding. She's going to a bigger place now. She started in a gas station. So that only tells you that no matter if you started little or medium size or large, like there's so much market for for the Mexican cuisine. And it's so much. It's more than tacos, to be honest. The Mexican cuisine. But yes, the tacos have been growing every year. I think it's almost in every single menu now. I don't know who started the Taco Tuesday. I don't know. That's not a thing in Mexico for sure. But that is just always people ask for it. Hey, you gotta sell for Taco Tuesday. Like, not really. Well, it's like they want that Taco Tuesday, and it's like, so the same people are moving the restaurant owners to, like, talking to the chef, like, hey, you need to get some tacos going on next week because people are asking for it. So it's growing. So which is great though. It's great. Now we have a huge variety. You got the California style, you got the Arizona style, you got the Tex-Mex style. Like it's part of this country now. I mean, there's so much.
So that's an amazing story. And I when I was talking to you a couple of days ago to schedule this interview, I was telling you that that for a while I saw the tortillas that I would buy here at the market. They were coming all the way from Georgia, from Atlanta, where I used to actually work there, and I interviewed somebody there that ran the same company. And so, if they're bringing tortillas all the way from Georgia, I think you've really found a powerful niche, because now you're able to provide them, much fresher. Before it would take at least a day or two to get here from Atlanta. Can you share with us some of the restaurants that use your tortillas here in the Rochester area?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we have enough time, but so going on the west side, so we got Tatiana, obviously. Tatiana, she's a good, huge, advocate of our product. And then we have Los Gallos over there. We have, so over there, who else do we have? More coming to the city a little bit. Obviously, we have La Casa. We have Neno's. Neno's been with us since, my good buddy there, Fidelio. He's been since we were, we've been a year and a couple months old. And he started with us right in the beginning without even knowing, Fidelio, just walking with him. It's like, go, let's go, man. Just let's work together, and we're doing it. And he's been killing it. So we got them. At the time, we also have Opolo Grill. It was, I think, it's nominated like almost a nice spot to go here in Rochester. Okay. We have John Tex-Mex. We have Silver Iguana. We have all within Canandaigua. We have all the way from Luna Grande. We have El Jimador. We have Rio Tomatlan. So it's been almost a no-brainer. Like, and again, we've been super blessed, but like you're right, we found a niche that for anybody buying this product outside from Georgia, frozen, or from New York City, it's a no-brainer. It comes right here, just came out. Come and grab it, take it. We used to do it like in Mexico. You just roll it with salt and just, have a bite at it. Something about our company is that on the third month of opening last year, we became a little too small right away. So, it just made us move from Spenceport. Now we're in the city. Now, we're in a big space. Now we have conference room. Now we have offices. Now, so, we have forklift. We have loading docks. Now we're, growing. Now we're buying, trucks of flowers. And right now we're spread already. We go to Leroy. We go to Batavia. We go to Buffalo. Binghamton, Watertown. We go to Syracuse.
Well, thank you, Mauricio. We'll be back with more after these messages.
Now, one of the challenges with growth is, and you are experiencing right away, is to be able to have the right people and have a philosophy in the company to incorporate the right employees and have the right team. What's your philosophy around recruiting and sustaining the right people in your organization?
So, as being my background in business, and then had the restaurant world, which I think is, it sounds pretty bad, but it's disgusting, the restaurant world. The people go in and out all the time. You're losing people left and right. It's a headache as an owner, to try to keep up or try to move forward. You do 2 steps front and then you do back, because you have to get back in the kitchen. You have to get back in there, to help out, because, dishwasher didn't show up or this and that. So it was always a problem with people, it's not, obviously a restaurant world is not somebody's dream, I guess, if you can say it. If it's your dream, the restaurant, then you want to open your own restaurant, perhaps. But what I did, or what the company did, and that's one of our stories, and this is when it's great, because, the way I fixed that thing, it was easy. What I did is I went and hired people with disabilities. People that had challenges of working, that nobody gives them a chance anymore. After 2021, point two, they're gone. They're sleep, they're at home with their parents, and that's it. They can't find a job. Burger King is not going to get him. Dom's not going to get, like, those stores. They're not going to get these people because it's hard, because the high pace. But with me, it's just bagging and boxing, bagging and boxing. That is so easy for them. They don't have to interact with customers or anything like that. They just literally just you show 1, 2, 3 and repeat, 1, 2, 3, repeat. It's great. And believe me when I tell you, and this is for a little tip for all the people out there with companies and things like that. Believe me when I tell you that your headaches are gonna go away. Once you have this type of people, you don't deal with them. They listen to every single thing. You can turn around and they'll still do the same job they were told to do. They're never on the phones. They're never late. They're always here. They're always in time. Sometimes they're even here before I am. So, it's believe me, like it's great. It is great. Again, you have to work with them a little bit. Like everything, you need to show them. You need to, work with them a little more. But I'm telling you that if you go that way, it's also a way how we feel like we give back a little bit to society, a little bit of the communion of, like, listen, we're not just here, to make, some pennies here and there. We're here to, also give back wherever we can. Obviously, we can't run the whole company with people with challenges and things like that. But, wherever we can, we bring them in, as much as we can.
That's fantastic. That's really inspiring. That's one of the most inspiring things I've heard on our show, which is called Be Inspired. That's fantastic, Mauricio. Can you tell us what your thoughts are? You've grown so quickly. What are your thoughts for where you see yourself in another 5 years? You've only been in business less than 5, and you already have, the biggest tortilla factory in the Northeast. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I mean, so we got the obviously the tortilla, the chips. We're hopefully to start bringing in flour tortillas too. So there's a huge quantity in there in the flours. That's what we're trying to do. There's a couple things line up with the company where we could start making our own flours too, where we can distribute our own flours. There's a program in our mind too that.
So how is technology impacting or helping your organization, and what's the new things that you see that you will be incorporating from a technology perspective to improve your production, your quality factors?
Oh yeah, hands down. I mean, that's the biggest thing, for this equipment. I do, there's equipment already that, opens up the bag, puts counts them already, puts them inside the bag, close them, and literally just one worker is just going to grab it and put it in a box, and you're done. That's obviously sad, sad because, it's a way a lot of the manufacturers we have to go. We're cornered to it. If not, by the time you pay, the insurance workers come, minimum wage is going up, and next year it goes up again. You don't have an option. I mean, it's either A, you get new equipment, and make a huge investment, or B, you get out of the state. You just leave. You have to go somewhere else. I'm telling you, something like this, in a little town that you're going to give them jobs. I'm sure they'll open up the doors and listen, bring it in, man. Like, you bring in 20, 30, jobs for the people around here. I mean, they'll take me in any state, but it's definitely a thing that everyone, has to lean to, just new technology. And it's out there though, it's out there, but, again, everything comes with, with the rest. You now make another investment and keep investing. So it's just to know, when, to, cut a little bit of the bleeding and say, like, listen, let's work with what we have, and just. The good thing with me is my background is in production planning. So I get myself to, like, okay, this is how we can be profitable. This is how we can be. We only need 3 people to run the machine, or 5 or 6. Like things like that. So that's a good thing. With me jumping into this thing. But yeah, definitely. I think I would tell anybody that it's always whatever's coming out there, technology, just if you can afford it, go for it.
Very important. Really, Mauricio, in this interview, we have learned a lot. We have learned somebody with a mindset as an entrepreneur who thinks big, but also at the same time balance that great thinking as a owner, but also balancing with social aspects and helping others, and really understanding what's the value added with culture and great food. And so it's really see that your organization will grow, and your organization will grow in a very sustainable way. And thank you for investing in Rochester. Rochester needs more people like you who are willing to put, the investment. Machines are very expensive. You put it there, but you put it with a great vision to balance all those aspects that I mentioned before. For that reason, I really want to say thank you. And I am sure that in the future, we will have you back here and we'll learn more about what your company is doing. I'm sure great things in the future. Thank you, Mauricio, for being in Be Inspired.
Coming up next week, we'll meet Andrea Ulloa, who started her own call center in the back of a cyber cafe and now has over 80 employees. To watch today's episode and the complete interviews of our guests, go to rochesterfirst.com/beinspired. For more great talk with Rochester's entrepreneurs, listen to Poder 97.1, Saturdays at 9 a.m. For Mauricio Riveros, I'm Julio Saenz. We'll see you next week on Be Inspired.